whirlwind. A little bit, I would say, for them, a tepid start so far. There are only a few throws in, though. Oh, here we go. There we go, Nigel. There's our first 180. Yes,
you were saying,
get it, right?
You were saying, yeah. Brilliant.
437.
Now, Luke Humphries looking to hold with the very first leg of the match. Lovely switch down, great darts. This is a sign of things to come. We are in for an absolute belter here as Humphries prepares to come back for double six for a hold of throw. 13 darts, no messing around. Luke Humphries is off and running, holds his throw.
.46.
Good darts from Luke once again. Roby John Rodriguez 3-0 bye against Chizzy, and then the victory against Chris Dobie to get here. Gary Anderson, what a player, what a career. Runner-up 3 times as well, remember, here in the World Championship. And the pace is every bit as fast as we thought it would be.
Yeah, Gary should enjoy the pace. He likes getting on with it. Maybe more. He gets more irked when he can't get on with it. Let's put it that way. So I think it's better for him that it's his level paces. He won't get irritated. Sometimes when he gets irritated, he gets even better.
Just get the feeling Gary's warming up nicely now. 13th PDC World Championship, and a finalist 5 times. World champion twice, back-to-back in 2015 and 2016. 15 leaves tops here for Anderson for a hold. And the door is open for Luke Humphries for an early break here now.
Yeah, 18 and 1 dart at that tops as well for that break. Also low.
Gary required 20.
So, opportunity for Gary, double 10. Well, it's gone high, so it's a decent marker, but no. Well, that's almost start to the double for Gary now. So Luke Humphries for double 10. Breaks the Anderson throw in the second leg. And he has the darts for the first set in no time at all.
Yeah, punishing the first real blatant error of the match by Anderson. Can't afford to miss 3 darts and a double in one visit. Especially when you're trying to hold your throw.
Gary's actually played quite a few less matches this year than Luke Humphries. He's played 87. And Luke has played in 115 matches this year.
48.
Well, he's got a lot of catching up to do for the experience.
Good point, well made.
And Gary, he's doing a pretty good job of managing himself. Getting the mix right, so he's good when he does play.
Here comes Gary in response. Oh, this is why we were looking forward to this match, all right.
Great answer, but it might not help him. No. He hasn't left the finish, unfortunately.
Yep. Spectacular darts so far. And Luke Humphries is going to be back for a stab at tops for the first set of the match. There's the target. Oh, he gets it with the last dart. Luke Humphries kept his cool hand. Luke Humphries, he leads this one after a first set victory. But the sides are this New Year's Day afternoon where we are 1 set apiece between Luke Humphries and Gary Anderson, the twice champion of the world. Gary Anderson, who, the reaction tells it all, is not happy with his finishing right now. He's got to sharpen that up for the remainder of this game. 1 set all, 96 average for Gary, 98 for Luke Humphries. But the finishing stats, look at them, 63% Luke Humphries, down at 25% for Gary Anderson. No 10 plus finishes as yet. And we have 3 180s, 2 for Luke and 1 for Gary so far. John Part alongside me then. John, it's developing exactly as we thought it might. Nice pace and a tight contest here.
Yeah, good start for Luke, and Gary reacting, coming back and holding on there, though. That holding throw, that fifth leg of set 2, pretty key there. So a bit of a fresh start now.
What a start! What a start to set 3 for Luke Humphries. Showing no sign of nerves. Just fully focused, in the zone here. And the traditional boos creep in after the 4th dart misses the treble 20.
Of course. Well, who's more likely to get a 9-dart leg here, would you think? Anderson has done it a few, but...
John, that's a tough question.
It is a tough one. I think Luke maybe, because he's been hitting a lot of 180s.
It's a type of game where you wouldn't be surprised one bit if we did get one.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm hoping.
26.
Well, there's a poor visit that really takes the pressure off of Humphries' throw here. And, kind of a lazy couple of last darts. Should get away with it, though. Should.
Yeah, Luke's hit 20-ton plus averages this year as Gary hits the lot.
You can't get away with anything with that, man.
Well, that just asks questions of Luke Humphries now. Can Gary go out with a 104 to break at the start of set 3? Treble 16 leaves tops for a 104. Brilliant dance, Gary Anderson! That's a breaker throw. Brilliant darts from the twice world champion.
Yeah, that's his first break of throw of the match as well. To really keep his momentum going in this. Firing off of winning set 2. He's really punished Humphries for a poor setup visit and then not getting a treble on the 92 effort.
Yes, and it's a game where you cannot afford to have a slip of concentration.
Well, Gary finished 284 in 6 darts.
There you go.
And you just have to expect the worst from this sort of a player. Your big guns will do that to you.
Gary averaging 96 now. Good darts down the board with that treble 19. Luke averaging 97. Good standard. Here comes Humphries. Biting back superbly. But Gary setting up a finish here now.
420.
Luke had a 180 in the first leg of the open that leg of the set. And he's now relying on Anderson to miss 94 to get a chance to break back. Gary, a whole different mindset. Does he go double-double? No. Double 8.
86.
Well, we've already seen a ton plus from Gary now. Can Luke respond? He can, you know. He can, you know.
97.
Just fell short. Just fell short of the target. Agonising for Luke Humphries. Still relatively early in the match, but that's unlucky. Now, well, who would have thought this?
20.
Who would have thought this? Double 10 and Humphries breaks back immediately. Wry smile from Gary.
Yeah, missed doubles have been hurting Gary Anderson in this match at various points. Not hurting this man. 6 of 10 at doubles, 5 180s. Tough stuff to beat.
Absolutely, and here comes Gary. They're hitting 180s for fun here at Alexandra Palace right now.
I don't think they're chanting Luke. Now, they don't like when you miss these, Gary. Oh, you get a dose too.
40.
Fair's fair.
Still a bit of inconsistency creeping in, isn't there? Look at the double stats for Luke, though. Bottom of your screen. 6 out of 10 in comparison to Gary's 4 out of 17. Flying Scotsman Gary Anderson, now based in the beautiful seaside area of Burnham-on-Sea, of course.
Well, Gary took out 284 in 6 starts. He's looking to take out 281 in 6 starts here if he can get a treble 19 and a double 12.
Well, that would have been something special, wouldn't it? That would have been something special. 64 for Humphries now. Double 8. Gotta go! Doesn't go! A real opportunity now for Gary, who says, come on! Double 12, he breaks back. Team Anderson are delighted. Great finish.
Well, welcome to the 3rd set, the break of throws set, all 3 legs, broken throws. And there was only 1 in the first 2 sets. In 8 legs, sorry.
Great darts, Anderson. 140 with the first visit. On a visit where you kick off a leg, where if you get the victory on the board, you take a 2 sets to 1 lead. That's a really nice, tidy start for Anderson. Look at the way they're playing here. Talk about the pace of the game. 3.8 seconds for Luke Humphries' average. 4.2 seconds for Gary Anderson. I'm not saying it's Ricky Evans' pace, but it's not far off.
And I'm guessing, as Gary gets older, he's probably a little slower than he is. He probably used to be a 3.8 guy, maybe even a 3.6.
I love stats like that.
58.
When they're quick players, often I'm thinking, get the stopwatch on them, get the stopwatch on.
Well, it doesn't do you any good being fast unless you're throwing well, and certainly these two can say they are, as we see the set-by-set averages.
97.
Gets the big treble he needed.
94.
But Anderson, this 4-set 3. 1 dart for tops. And there it is. No messing around on double that time, Nigel.
No, his finishing has been sharpened up, that's for sure. Finding his range a lot more now. That is a big set for Gary Anderson to win. Gains the throw, has the darts here. If he holds, he'll be 2 sets away from the finish line. A reminder, Peter Wright or Callum Ritz await the winner.
70.
That could have been some punishment. It ended up not being.
60.
But 2 trebleless visits now for Anderson. He's kind of thinking, I need to take advantage, and he does.
Gary will be frustrated here.
96.
1 treble in 9 darts for Gary Anderson. How much is this game on the longer format, John? About concentration and focus, keeping it together in the mind.
Well, the pace of the game really enables the focus and concentration to stay in the darts play. There's no wandering minds going to happen here. You'll have to be in the really high-tension situations later in the match for them to perhaps become distracted, as they maybe slow down, but I don't think they will ever.
58 needed. Needs tops, Luke Humphries. No messing around.
Luke to throw first. Game.
1 leg to nil. Set 4. Break of throw for Humphries right at the start. Perfect timing. Game against Rob Cross, 4-3. Gary won.
57.
Mr. Dard at the ball to win 4-2. And credit Rob Cross for the way he just clawed his way back.
58.
Took advantage of a loss of form for Gary. It was a real relief for the double world champion Gary Anderson to just get over the line.
Yeah, that would have been a massive escape by Rob Cross. I think Gary deserved the win in the end, and that match went to the right player in terms of what was thrown in it.
9 180s now.
98.
Only 3 to Gary. This is nice.
100.
Thought he might have switched away after the second treble 20. Here comes Anderson.
100.
How easy do these boys make it look?
Tremendously easy. Double 8 for 2-0.
And
he's a leg away from leveling the match now.
Yes. This will frustrate Gary to be 2-0 down with the throw at the start of set 4.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be frustrated when you're hitting that many 180s, though.
700 180s for the tournament. We've now had 12 in this match. Here he goes, Gary Anderson again, make it 6.
Oh, so unlucky.
Well, it stayed in the 20. It didn't go on the floor. So he salvaged 20 there.
93.
We wanted the 9, though, Nigel.
Yes, we did, absolutely.
Yes.
I'm not disputing that, John.
I don't care about... We don't need those stinking singles here.
63.
I hear you.
He's got a comfortable lead here.
Yes.
66. Gary 118.
It's right for a 9-darter this match. Tops.
78.
Well, he checks the scoreboard and sees that Luke isn't on a finish here, so Anderson's going to be back to save the set.
58. Gary require 40.
Tops for Anderson. Decent marker.
Yes. Gary Anderson. All leg is Luke to throw first.
Anderson has to break now. Or Luke Humphries will make it 2 sets apiece. Doesn't hit the treble. What a time this would be for a 6 180 for Gary Anderson.
Well, the last 3 legs that Gary has won have been in 13 darts.
Yes.
He has not had a 12-dart leg. I think he had 6 in his last match against Rob Cross. So this would be a time for him to come up with something like that. If he hadn't started with 43, mind you. But if there's anyone that can start with 43 and get a 12-dart leg, I think it's Gary Anderson.
He's got to hear the hard way, Gary, hasn't he, with when the distance 4-3 in white in the last 32. And then that game we mentioned against Rob Cross. He beat Adrian Lewis 3-1 in the last 64.
96.
Yeah, that wasn't too kind a draw, really. I mean, Adrian obviously had the potential to probably just as easily beat Gary.
Yes.
58.
I remember watching that thinking, how is this a last 64 game?
Gary doesn't complain about draws.
No.
He just gets on with it.
Good last start, needed that, didn't he? Gary Anderson. Now Luke Humphries to set up the finish. 2 perfect darts. Leaves 50 for the set. And that is an 8th 180 for Luke Humphries, playing quite beautifully this afternoon. Here we go then. 50 needed for 2 sets apiece. It's very much game on here. Anderson sat on 60, but it matters not because Luke Humphries has dug deep, broken Gary Anderson's throw, and is now 2 sets apiece here at Alexandra Palace between Luke Humphries and Gary Anderson. It's every bit as close as we thought it would be. We'll have a very short break now, and we'll be back with set number 5. Don't miss it.
This is it. He's lining up. Oh my word, he's hit a double.
Wix Trade Pro sponsors coverage of the World Darts Championship.
This on this Saturday afternoon, on this mild day, it's remarkably warm for this time of year. It's hot, hot, hot here in the Alexandra Palace.
74.
But who will keep their cool? Will it be Humphries? Will it be Anderson? First to 5 sets go through to play Peter Wright or Callan Rydz in the semi-finals.
Well, Luke, he did a great job of winning set 4 and avoiding Anderson reeling off 3 straight sets. The more momentum that Gary Anderson gets, the more dangerous he gets quite often. So, a vital set 4 win for Humphries. He'll want to get some momentum of his own here. Both throw in this set and go ahead again for his first lead since after winning the first set.
Yeah, that break of throw in set 4 for Luke. Such an important moment, you feel, in the context of the overall match as well. At 3-1, you'd have fancied Gary Anderson to kick on.
55.
But at 2 apiece, anybody's guess. Down the board.
150. Luke 138.
Gary Anderson. Now Luke Humphries.
Now Gary's chance to break straight back here.
Absolutely. Real opportunity here now. 15 for tops. Can you use that as a marker? No, it's gone below. That's the kind of moment that can cost you so heavily.
Especially when it's happened far too frequently.
Yes. Humphries says thank you very much. I'll mop that up. Holds his throw. And an opportunity wasted for Gary Anderson. Well, Luke Humphries is well and truly up for this. 9-180 is 26th of the tournament so far. Luke Humphries.
140.
14 between them with Gary's 5. Gary's hit 18 in the tournament. Well, a troublous visit for Gary Anderson, so an opportunity for Luke to kick on with another big score here.
60.
A wonderful third dark treble for Gary to just leave that 104. Just in case Humphries gets a big score. Still advantage to Gary to hold his throw and try and make up for not breaking the last leg.
Tops he needs for a hold of throw, and again doubling lets him down. What a time for a first ton plus finish for Luke Humphries. I needed a treble 18 to leave double 16 there. So Gary knows this quite simply has to go. Oh dear, Gary.
That is spectacular. And it's error. Double 4 to punish. Double 2. No let off. Humphries 2-0 ahead here in set 5. And Gary is absolutely livid inside.
Absolutely. And full credit to Luke Humphries. Whenever the opportunity has presented itself,
77.
he's been able to cash in and punish the errors. Gary's finishing again, slipping up 25% now. Well, Luke Humphries' victory over Chris Dobey was 4-3. Dobey actually had slightly the higher average in that match. And you know, that's the only time in the last 12 matches that Luke Humphries has played where he's averaged less than his opponent.
98.
He is averaging slightly less than Gary Anderson here right now, but he'll fancy his chances of taking a 3-2 lead. Good darts from Anderson, good response, good use of treble 19 on the cover.
Well, talk about taking out big numbers in 6 darts. Gary, well, he won't have to take the 1-3-2 out now. Well, yes, he does. Excuse me.
He's going for double 16.
160.
That would have raised the roof. 2 bullseyes.
Oh, this will raise the roof too. Oh!
82.
Now for a break of throw. 8-8 Gary Anderson. Pulls it inside and then middle of the bed. He points at the board to say, that's what I can do. There's the finish that keeps him in this set. And now he's throwing to try and level it at 2 legs all. It's a great first visit from Gary Anderson. Slight deflection with the last dart, takes him into the single 20.
55.
He's at it again here. He's at it again. 2 140s. He'll be happy with that.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised at all for a third.
59.
He gets in good runs of 140s. May have jinxed him.
70.
But he's still got a big cushion here in the leg to try and force a fifth.
Yeah, he should win it from here, but we've said that many times with Gary.
82. Gary 143.
When I say win it, I mean he should win this leg.
Yes.
For our casual viewers at home, thinking I meant the match.
93.
The outer ring, the double ring, it doesn't know anything about should. It's never heard of the term.
93. Gary 50.
10 for tops for Gary Anderson. It's a level. In fact, he's going double 16 here.
34.
Well, he's just making sure he can't hit any of them. He'll probably end up going back to tops again. Next time on an opportunity. Of course, he's got 8-8 now.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. Hits it that time. 2 legs apiece for him to a deciding leg for set 5 here. And Luke Humphries has the advantage of the throw. Big leg here. Is it 3-2 Humphries? Is it 3-2 Anderson? Needs a break of throw for Gary. With darts.
Now, I'll suggest, and it might seem a little obvious, but I think it's more important for Humphries to win than Anderson. Anderson can survive losing this leg.
Of course. Yeah. I'll tell you what, it would be a huge blow for Luke if Gary was to steal this set, wouldn't it?
23.
Well, I think he has resilience as well, but just Gary more so.
95.
And there's the factor I think you're alluding to. It's Luke's throw. It's his turn to win a set.
About, yeah.
Yes. I think it's just, I was looking more at the context of being down 3-2 in sets is less likely to ill affect Gary Anderson.
Anderson's left the big fish.
170.
Humphries on 148, so all about the setup here for Gary Anderson now.
60.
Slack, very, very slack from Gary.
That's a good dart.
140. Gary 110.
Left himself double 4, Luke Humphries. Didn't mind, obviously. 10. Tops. Brilliant from Gary Anderson. Whoa, how about that? Second ton plus finish of the match for Gary Anderson. He has picked Luke Humphries' pocket there. Wow.
Timing and poise. But now it's Gary Anderson 3-2 ahead and looking to forge ahead there. And look at tonight. Peter Wright versus Callan Ritz, who's only lost 1 set in the tournament. And that piece de resistance, Gerwin Price and Michael Smith, they wind up the quarterfinal action tonight. And that is going to be a thriller, guaranteed, absolutely going to be spellbinding.
Yeah, it's going to be a great Saturday night, isn't it? If you're having a quiet night in after the New Year's Eve festivities, enjoy the Arrows with us at Alexandra Palace. It is quite a tasty lineup, and that match between Peter Wright and Callan Ritz, the winner of that will face the winner of this. Just going back to that last set, how on earth did Gary Anderson manage to win that? Shouldn't have done.
experience.
Yeah.
He saw the opportunity. He did enough to get it. And as I suggested when he missed the 32, remember when he went 18, double 16? He did go back to the 10 tops on that 110 out, and it paid off for him.
Paid off, absolutely. Gary Anderson 3-2 up despite missing 25 darts and a double in this game so far. If he sharpened that up, you fancy him to kick on here. Just looking to hold his throw, Gary, at the start of this 6th set. Look at the difference in checkout percentages between Luke and Gary.
60.
Yeah, despite that, Gary ahead 3-2. Just phenomenal. He just refuses to give in. Whatever his problem is, he just keeps at it. Oh, now this would be some kind of hold. Oh, double 14. Please, Gary Anderson, stop it. Just stop it.
Stop it. You sound like a Luke Humphries fan. Stop it, Gary.
Well, I mean, it's a form that's come out of nowhere. The best finish in the match was the leg before with his 110, and it was maybe better just because it was a set winner. But that, to hold his throw, really discouraging Luke right at the outset of here in set 6.
148, 110, 104. In leg play, it's 11 legs apiece, but Gary leads 3-2. That was an important hold of throw under pressure for Anderson.
Yeah. Well, it always seems to come back to this word timing. You know, timing overcomes bad doubling percentages. Timing overcomes a lot of things. Timing won James Wade a match 5-0 today in a quarterfinal of the World Championship.
Yeah, there's confirmation of the legs won, 11 apiece.
434.
Lovely darts from Luke Humphries down the board. Vital to hold here for him. Great trouble, 17. The last dart for Gary Anderson to leave 96 if this doesn't go. Double 12. One leg apiece, set 6.
The leg is Gary to throw first.
No messing around. Nice clinical leg.
80.
That's a good start from Humphries. Fill it up then, Luke.
108.
Into double figures for the 180 count now. 10 in total, 5 for Gary Anderson. And Luke Humphries has now hit 27 180s in this tournament.
Well, I think if we do see a 9 in this, it's going to be the traditional couple of 180s from either of these guys.
Look at this from Anderson.
They don't switch a whole lot. They just love that bit of red up there.
That 140 count on the turntable. Remarkable for Gary. 22 140s to 9 for Luke Humphries. 140 plus. Treble 19 would have left double 12. Luke's not on a finish anyway, so there's a bit of time on Gary's side here now.
Oh, 44.
44 needed for a 2-leg to 1 lead. Set 6. Tops for Anderson. Got to go. And he's pretty wide of the mark. He's double 8. Break of throat. Incoming. No.
63.
Wow.
That was a good opportunity.
40.
It was.
And Anderson's mood of late, he seems to have smelled blood. You don't expect him to miss tops.
Brilliant from Gary Anderson. Grateful that Luke couldn't take it out, of course. Humphries throwing to stay in the set. If he loses this leg, he'll be 4-2 down, and Gary will be 1 away. Set by set averages. What a start Gary Anderson made at 102.48. Pretty consistent average wise. Right now, 103 for Humphries, but he's losing the set.
Yeah, that's the problem.
60.
Gary's just finding ways.
96.
I mean, how critical was that 1-4-8 in the first leg of the set to hold his throw? This is set up this opportunity now.
This is good from Anderson. This is very good from Gary Anderson. Right place, right time for a 180 as Luke cashes in as well. He's in as well.
And he'll be back for that. 40's just left because Gary couldn't leave a finish despite a 180.
Tops for Humphries to take us in to a last leg decided. Got to go. Pressure on. No problem. Cool as you like. Luke Humphries. And now Anderson with the throw for a 4-2 lead. Luke's got a break. Simple as that. Great last start, Anderson. You can feel the tension here now.
Yeah, this is one leg where missed doubles could cost Anderson dearly. But the timing for him.
4 legs apiece lost with the throw.
58.
That's slack. He needed a treble there, really, Gary Anderson. Can Luke Humphries put the pressure on? Looks like it's switching.
439.
Yep, rare switch. Didn't want to risk losing one of those two. They were a bit of awkward angles.
Great darts, more like it. By the way, Luke Humphries is 13-12 up on the leg count as well. But very shortly, he could find himself 4 sets to 2 down.
Yeah, at which point the leg count would be equal again, but still, I see your point.
Yeah.
Hardly seems reasonable.
Easy.
Well, we know it can happen in a set format.
That's why we love the set format.
We do, you're quite right. 124. 14. Treble 14 leaves double 11 for 4-2 and with the wire away. Luke Humphries, this is your moment. This has to go for a 1-1-2. Double 16 for the set. And he's nowhere near it. Agony for Luke Humphries.
Yeah, that was a disappointing delivery. You could really see his reaction. He can't believe he never gave it a real chance.
What a finish from Gary Anderson. 4 sets to 2 ahead. Team Anderson celebrate. Anderson punches the air. Just starting to react to the crowd now. Just starting to get involved.
Yes, well, he's hearing the support for Luke Humphries, and Gary's answering with his darts. Then maybe a sign with his hands, but he's putting the darts first, and that's what you have to do when you're trying to deal with the hostile crowd.
135.
I mean, of course, Luke's going to get the support. We're in England after all, right, Nige?
Of course. But Gary Anderson remains one of the players. When he's on stage, his box office. You want to watch him. You want to see him
all day
long. Absolutely.
This could have been best of 31 sets, and I would not have missed a dart.
That's great stuff. Hope you enjoyed it with us, folks. By the way, some fantastic stuff between these two players. It's quarterfinals of the World Championship here at Alexandra Palace. 20. Hits the treble 20, needs double 5 for a break of throw. Set 6, he's gone well below. Well, that was a scare survived. As long as he can take this out, Luke. 1 dart at tops. Here comes Anderson, he's back for more. 1 leaves double 2. Break of throw. Big moment, big moment. Oh, he's gone inside. Can you believe it?
Well, the last set was all holds of throw. This could keep that run going. And the double 10 does just that.
Well, I would suggest there's a huge sigh of relief in the Humphries camp after that. He knows he survived a scare there, Luke.
And as the tension is ramped up here, the break of throws are becoming more scarce. There's been opportunities, just none struck.
57.
Gary having a bit of a blip at the moment. Six supersets played. Cracking stuff. 25 troublous visits for Luke, 23 for Gary. But make no mistake, this is a game full of pure quality. Played at a really good pace, easy on the eye. And there's still work for Gary to do. How are you feeling, Gary Anderson fans? Think you're nearly there? Luke Humphries still believes. Make no mistake about that.
58.
Well, some measure of relief for Gary. He always wants to be intense, though. Like, he has to do everything, and that gets his best results.
Down the ball for trouble, so that puts some pressure on Gary Anderson big time now, because he leads double 8. So this has got to go for Gary. Treble 18 for double 7. He needs the bullseye. Oh, how about that? Never in doubt. He makes it look so easy. And Humphries hits the 100. And he needed that last start. This is tense.
And that really kept the idea alive for Gary Anderson of winning in this set and ending the match. A vital bull struck for him.
Yes. Luke Humphries is at the stage, John, isn't he, where every throw of the dart is trying to stay in the tournament, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Luke can't believe his luck there with Gary getting that bull. Obviously hoping it didn't go in. After such a wonderful setup shot of 171 to leave double 8.
Yeah. This is nice from Humphries. Fills it up again for the 12th time in this match. Brilliant, brilliant darts.
59.
Gary Anderson needs to break the throw somewhere to win it in this set.
60.
Luke Humphries just about doing enough, even with that 60. It's going to take something special from Gary to claw this leg back now.
Yeah, maximum now.
You were saying.
He smells blood.
You were saying.
He smells blood.
You were saying.
He smells the blood in the air.
116.
Johnny Park calling it right on cue.
60.
Now he's had 3 ton-plus finishes. This could be the one to take him closer to the semi-finals. 6 for tops for Gary Anderson. Tops he needs. Oh, he's just above it.
You can hardly believe he even missed it. He's been that classy.
Needs tops himself, Luke Humphries. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. 2-1 Humphries leads in a set that he needs to stay in the World Championship today afternoon.
60.
After the opening match was in straight sets for James Wade, this is going deep. 6 sets in, possibly 7 soon, moving on to 8.
Well, don't count out Gary Anderson's attack here. This is the hold in this leg for Gary to be 1 leg away and force Luke to hold his nerve and hold his throw.
60.
Yeah, he's skating on thin ice there, isn't he, Luke Humphries, if Gary wins this leg. But when you fall 2 down, you're always running the risk of being in that situation, of course.
And this is a situation where a 180 would be more than welcome from Luke Humphries.
140.
Well, 140. Gary Anderson to level the set. Got the treble 17, needs a single 17 for tops. A 108 finish! And now Luke Humphries has to throw to save the match. If he slips up here,
140.
and allows Anderson in. It could be curtains for Luke Humphries. Look at this from Anderson. He'll fancy this. He'll fancy this. He fancies it all right.
Oh, he's playing like the two-time world champ played. Each time he won a world championship. Gary Anderson, he was missing doubles earlier in the match. Now he's looking regal.
81.
In with a great chance. Luke needs a big response here. Great start.
431.
Leaves the big fish. And highly likely to need it.
Yes, you would think so. Leave 100.
440.
Left a ton.
Yeah, after only 9 darts, leaves a ton. This 170 to save the match. To save the match, a bullseye!
Oh, Luke. Look how close that was. To reach the semi-finals of the World Championship, Gary Anderson, the twice champion of the world. He can go 2 tops. Can't now.
He just thought about it too long, which way he went up, and he thought about maybe not doing that. It's double 8.
Big dart, Humphries! No! Gary Anderson, the door is open.
And he should have had a lot more opportunity than this.
How can he see tops here? How's it looking? How's he done that? What a match-winning dart that is! What a match between 2 fantastic players. Luke Humphries has had a great tournament and really entertained us. But Gary Anderson is through to the semi-finals of the World Darts Championship. Sensational stuff. He'll be the winner of Peter Wright or Callan Ritz. But what a match. It's congratulations to Gary Anderson, who beats Luke Humphries by 5 sets to 2.